We're now going to take a look at the SpotOn.java file, which defines our SpotOn subclass of activity. Now, as you'll see, this activity is actually very simple. Basically, all we do is create the SpotOn view, which is where the gameplay will occur, and we add it to the relative layout. We also provide other activity lifecycle methods for pausing the activity and also resuming the activity as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at this class from the top. You can see that SpotOn extends class activity, so this is our activity for this app. And it has a private SpotOn view called view, which is what we'll use to display the game, the spots as they animate, etc. Then at lines 16 through 27 here we have our onCreate overridden method, and we set the content view to the main XML layout. So that's going to inflate the different text views and the linear layout where we'll display the remaining lives on the screen. And basically what we're going to do is put behind all of that the SpotOn view so that the text and the lives remaining are always displayed in front of everything else. So the next thing we do is we get the relative layout out of that main.xml layout that we just inflated and assign it to our layout variable. Then here at line 24 we create a new SpotOn view, and we're giving it several arguments here. You can see that my SpotOn view constructor receives the context of the app, which is this activity. It receives a shared preferences object, which is where we store the data that indicates what the current high score is, and it receives a relative layout, which is the parent relative layout, so that we can use that in class SpotOn view. So we pass in this, which is the context, the activity. We get the preferences object, the default preferences object that's associated with this app, and pass that to our SpotOn view, and we pass in the layout, which we just acquired back on the previous statement. Then we tell the layout to add this view that we just created at position 0, index 0 in its container or collection of views. And what that does is it puts that view at the lowest level, if you will, depth-wise on the screen, and then everything else winds up on top of that on the screen. Now we've set up onPause and onResume activity lifecycle methods so that when the app gets pushed to the background, it will pause the game, and when the app comes back from the background, it will resume the game. So in this case, you can see we simply say view.pause to pause the game whenever the app gets pushed to the background, and view.resume with this context as its argument when the app gets resumed by coming back to the foreground. In the next video, we'll start taking a look at the SpotOn view class.